another week, another hacker replay. Before we get into things, let me check how many submissions I had in the last week. In the last week, we had 415 submissions, 100 less than usual. That's not bad. Siege is healing. Oh my god. But in actuality, it's not healing. We have a lot of matches to go through today. One of them, I'm going to hope that when I look at it and look at the person has been banned, but you never know. I believe it's on border. They either submitted the name wrong, or it's one of the people with streamer mode name, but they submitted their real name, and I don't know what the streamer mode name is. That's not great. First match already, they submitted the wrong match. Unfortunately, nothing to watch in that one. That was already a wasted submission. Guys, remember, you gotta submit matches correctly. Submit the right match. Also, the big thing a lot of people have been doing recently, which has been pissing me off, is a lot of people keep submitting matches with empty text documents. They submit the fucking file and the text document is just blank. When you're gonna submit it, make sure to save your text document and then make sure you're submitting the exact right match. Anyways, in this one looks like it was a correct submission. We have Amazen, who's accusing Blixt. Okay, in this match, I believe this is supposed to be allegedly someone who has been cheating for a long time and still isn't banned, even though they probably should be. They already did look a little off, but they didn't really know where the default cam was. They seem to not have the best mechanics. Trying to use a pistol to open a barricade. Alright, chat. Just right off the bat, from watching this guy, what rank are we thinking he is? I want to say, just from looking at him, I would guess somewhere around, like, silver? Chat is saying silver as well. Okay. That was fun. It was just a little aggressive, and it almost felt like he knew more than he should have there. He was pre-firing everywhere but where the guy was. Let me try to pay attention to ranks. Okay, no one has anything, but one person has a copper background, so we're not really learning a whole lot. I don't know what rank this lobby is supposed to be, but I'm gonna guess like silver to gold. Okay. I know this is reading into it, but I will say, for someone who didn't seem to know where the default cam was last round, for him to know where that spawn peak is seems just a little inconsistent. I also... What is this skin? Is this a rare skin? I feel like I've never seen that one before. Common spawn peak? It is a common spawn peak, but for him to know that common spawn peak, or not even like super common, but that spawn peak, but not know where default cams are, and also to struggle to open a barricade because he keeps shooting with a pistol. It feels inconsistent. It's not possible, just inconsistent. It's in the new Bravo packs. It's from Crystal Guard. Okay. Like, it does feel like he doesn't know too much. So again, it just feels odd that he's killing super, like, confidently and getting good kills, but struggles to understand the game from the looks of it. This could just be a case of someone who watches a lot of YouTubers, though. He did die to the run out. I think Doc jumped out of bathroom window it was. My buddy's still somewhat new and he knows spawn peaks more than default cams only because he used to die to them often. That is fair. Actually, I didn't really pay attention to his F2 recoil control. I feel like it was pretty decent the last round. The F2 is one of the hardest guns in the game to control. And like, even pro players struggle with it. So someone who looks like he doesn't really know the map layout probably shouldn't be doing well with it. Although this is not the first time he's made some movements or aim mechanics that make me feel like he's on controller. But that looks more like PC when he's moving his thing around. That also looks like walls when he just looks at him through the wall, drives his drone staring right at him, and peeks him with the drone. I feel like he's walling. What's he doing? No? Ignore that floating robot. It is bugged out. I guess if he had walls, he probably would have been aiming at least a little bit closer there. Okay. I don't think Echo's phone was ringing there, so I don't know if Twitch had a reason to know that he was in that corner. No. He moved a little bit. Actually, yeah, that probably would have been more than enough movement to hear. Again, good control with the F2. But he mechanically seems really bad. So I'm confused as to how he controls one of the hardest guns in the game while barely knowing how to play the game. I still find that one Scopos droning thing suspicious. He looked like around, and then he just stared at Scopos through the wall, and then drove the drone right at him. Oh, you can see the person over there, yeah. He does nothing to the very end. Watch him a little bit here. I have some decent recoil control, and the F2 is really jumpy. That's what I'm saying. It's like he's controlling it like it's nothing. I am trying to pay attention on whether it's a controller player or not, but like him doing that, it looked like he was going to impact to drop the Dokkaebi, but as soon as Dokkaebi ran away, he pulled the impact, or put the impact away. Which, like, obviously it's possible he could have heard them sprint away, but it felt like he's reading into the situation too easily. Again, someone who seems to struggle with mechanics or map knowledge, and yet knows exactly what to do with very little information. Because, like, even here, he looks confused as hell because the camera got shot. But yet he knows when someone's close to a hatch and gets ready to impact it. Yeah, you see what I mean on the inconsistencies and stuff? And then, like, here... Okay. Again, this could be overanalyzing. It's like the way he walks up, right? He walks up and he just kind of stares blankly. No reactions at all. And then as soon as he swings the Yana here, he's shooting instantly. Like I guess you could argue a tiny bit of a reaction, but like here as well. So it's like, for someone who seems so slow and so unknowledgeable, he seems to have a quick reaction, good recoil control, no spawn peaks, and know where people are and how they're playing, while still looking dumb as hell. That was a recoil headshot. He didn't even see the ash at the end. It just bounced towards him. He plays a lot like my friend who queues with us. He's been barely playing for a year and he still gets confused and stuff for freeze panics, but still gets good kills. Yeah, it's not impossible. Like, Peter was the person in our group who did that. Like, he never really played Siege, but he was really, really good at Counter-Strike, so he could just frag out of his mind. But to me, it doesn't look like someone who's just like unaware of tactics. Like, a lot of times it just looks like he's staring at them through the wall, which you could argue is just like him looking lost. But like, when he just is looking in their general direction, like, he's not worried at all about someone being close to him or above. Like, he's just staring at them. And usually the only time he ADSs or gets ready is when someone's going to be in his, like, what's it called? His perspective view. But, like, he might not even actually see them. They might be behind a wall and he still is, like, ready and waiting. Again, his recoil does seem almost non-existent. Yeah, P90's not crazy, but like, he also did that with the F2. I'd say that's probably the first time I've seen him not be aware of where someone is. This lobby is very bad, though. That is true. The lobby does seem terrible. This is always one of the biggest issues with hacker replay stuff is, like, honestly, some people can just be so bad, but it looks like cheats. But like, even here, I don't know. Like, we've watched him every single round, and I feel like he's never walked at a random wall like this. Like, it's hard to explain, but like, looks like he's looking at Deimos, and then he just stares at, who would that be? The Ash on the drone is just staring at her until he pushes up to the door, and then he holds this. Like, it just feels like he's looking at people. And then he misses and hits the wall. I don't know. He's in Diamond. And not just Diamond. He's Diamond with a 1.3 KD. I think this is definitely cheating. Because, like, he looks lost. It's not even just, like... Let's see. If he is a console player, it's not even just like, oh, you know, he has console knowledge or whatever. But, like, he's playing on PC against PC Diamonds and just shitting on them while looking lost as hell. This doesn't look like Diamond at all, and even his teammates look lost as hell. Or like the lobby as in a general looks lost as hell. He's playing with a silver and an emerald. So he could be trying to lower his MMR. Because the top fragger on the enemy team is a hard stuck gold. Like, maybe it's just a wonky lobby, but I don't know. He doesn't... I don't think that is Diamond on console. And he also apparently was champ on console. Like, I've seen champs and diamonds on console, and they look way different than that. Like, he was champ, diamond, stopped playing on console and just went straight to PC. I don't think he's legit, but like, if he is playing on console, obviously it'd be very hard for him to get any type of wall hacks like he had, or like what I thought he had. But that's not Diamond. I don't think there's any, like, absolute proof of cheating, but never in my career have I seen someone play like that and been Diamond. And also being positive KD Diamond, like a 1.4. think his KD is actually higher than mine, and he looks completely lost. Yeah, I have a 1.2. So I feel like something's got to be going. It wasn't legit. One way or another, that didn't feel legit. I feel like Evan right now, where he's always like, something feels fucky. But anyways, we'll move on. No definitive thing, but I do feel like he is cheating. We have our next match on Consulate. Oh, it's Clubhouse. All right. Next match on Clubhouse, we have Message Sent, who is accusing Hello 972, who is also known as King Max, with a bunch of numbers at the end. Let's see. He kills the supposed cheater in round 1. Okay, this is quite the rush. No drones, elephant skin, default attachment skin. Stops in the middle of rafters. I feel like he might be toggling something on. I know it's hard to tell, but I think that right there is at least like somewhat proof he's cheating. Like, so he's completely stopped. He just sprints right in. The pings come out over there, but it looks like he's staring right at the rook through the wall, but then looks over at the ping. Don't think he expects to get pre-fired. I think he's cheating. Offense Pro League skin. Also, this is a champ lobby. I saw a champ background there. So probably even more likely that he is cheating. Actually, he dies again. He dies twice right off the bat. He drones during prep phase, but then now he just runs to the door and is just gonna sprint in with no intel, no backup. He's not even checking this. He looks away. Someone could literally be on that staircase and he looks away from them. But he's just focused on the smoke. He's definitely cheating. But I think he might be a newer player who's not good, but got the champ because of his cheats. He manages to kill like 3 of them here quickly. Or no, he doesn't kill. Oh, he only kills 1, but okay. Look at this. He literally locks onto him through the wall. And not even just like, oh, you know, random headshot. He did a full lock on. Just pay attention to where his dot is in the middle. This dot. See how it locks into her at standing. And then moves down with her. Headshot. So he's definitely cheating. I guess he went full toggle at the end. Oh, he actually got removed from this match. And yet they still won. Is this guy also cheating? I hope not. His teammates are fighting for their life in sight and he's holding main stairs. Oh, he just finishes the down first. No, looked fine. So, the cheater left for some reason. His actual name is King Max 117. Did he get banned? He did get banned 3 days ago, but I don't think it was in this match, was it? I'm trying to see if it would show the match when he left. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, okay. So he left. It was unranked, so it wasn't actually a ranked lobby, but he did leave. And then he just kept playing more and more and more. He had, oh my god, actually look at his stats. I didn't even realize this. Look at his headshot rating. 97% headshot rating with a 7 KD. 91, 100, 92, 94, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. Oh my god. Yeah, no wonder he got caught. His overall KD was 7. Jeez. In 43 matches, bro, you gotta turn that down a little bit. Well, that's match number 2 done. Now we're going to move on to match number 3, which is Canal. Alright, in this match we have Big Boss, who's accusing P.209. Let me just watch that back real quick. Again, I'm not a recoil master. Oh no, okay, it did go up. I thought it was completely still for a second. Just blinked and missed it. How do I pick which matches to review? Recently, it's basically just like whatever matches don't have multiple cheaters that are obvious. Because I mentioned I had 400 submissions in the last week, and I want to say over half of them, the titles of them were just obvious 4 cheaters in a match. It's like, bro, I can only watch so many of those. It's not entertaining or engaging to watch that all the time. So this week I mainly was just like, okay, let's find some non-obvious cheaters. The very first match was supposed to be a match where apparently a champ who played over 500 matches was caught cheating, but they submitted the wrong match. So I do like the more investigative ones where it's like you gotta figure out if they're actually cheating or not. I like that chalet one, but most of them are obvious. It looked like he just looked at them through the wall, but maybe he was looking at his teammates. Every time, he keeps like perfectly lining up with people, but I want to say it's probably more coincidence. He just runs at him while fully blind. Okay, didn't really get a whole lot there. Oh shit, look at the top right. So many people just got banned for botting. Wonder what just caused that. I do hope it was, in case you haven't heard, there's someone in the Siege category on Twitch who is constantly view botting like 2,000 viewers and then just is like elo trapping with 10 AFK bots and no one's doing anything about it. Twitch for some reason hasn't taken in the stream, and then Ubisoft for some reason has not, like, just banned all his accounts. Don't really understand why. Botting is going up so fast since the game went free to access. Yeah. I mean, cheating has also just gone up like crazy, obviously, right? The downside. My issue with it, with the whole... I didn't even see the mute was still on the wall. My issue with the whole situation is that normally you put up with the cheating because it brings a lot of people into Siege. But from my perspective, which is only just Steam charts, it does not look like we have more people playing Siege. It looks like it's about the same as average. So the game went free to play, or free to access, with no player base increase from what I can tell, and cheaters are just going crazy. Looks like it was just like a lose-lose. That means the only people who are actually playing with free to access are cheaters. He doesn't notice the scopeless spot in the corner. He actually just walked right past it while looking at it. Do you think he heard the bot above them? He did not. I don't know if he's cheating. I don't think he is. Thanks for 100 bits from Garmy. They should just do what COD used to do and hardware ban people. There's a reason why people or companies don't do that. Because hardware banning is kind of pointless. It's very easy to spoof and doesn't actually perma ban people. If you want to think of like, if you want a comparison of how to think about hardware banning, just be like, okay, we found people racing in the street. They were driving red Hyundais. So anyone with a red Hyundai isn't allowed to drive anymore. It's like, well, that's not quite how that works, because like that could be anyone, right? It's kind of the same with hardware IDs. It's obviously a bit more specific, but like you can just run a spoofer and then they'll ban someone and it's not actually you, or not actually the cheater. But hardware IDs don't really work that way. I guess another good comparison would be like if you ban someone with a specific license plate, but they just used a fake license plate. It was like super easy to get one. You know? I will say, I know we've been chatting about a lot of random stuff, but so far we're 3 rounds in. I don't know if this guy is actually cheating. He's had like 1 or 2 maybe like little suspicious things he's done, but nothing blatant or even like that suspicious. Everything he is doing looks like a reaction. The only thing I could maybe think of is, I swear this lobby was supposed to be really low, and he does not look like a low-ranked player, so I think he might just be a smurf. I mean, actually, I was gonna say he could be a smurf, but like he's 4-3. He's not even doing that well. Siege ranked ID verification to minimize cheaters. I don't know many people who would be happy with the system where they have to submit their government ID to play a game. He didn't realize there was an enemy behind him. People are already hesitant to even hand over their government ID when it's like booking a trip. I can't imagine people would be willing to do that for a video game. I don't know how much I would trust in a company, a big company like UB, to like store that data safely, given how many breaches they have, right? And like even just in the last year, we've had so many Ubisoft, like people have been stealing accounts, stealing information from accounts. I'm like, I don't know if I'd want to give them my ID and just have them lose it like that. But I think that just happens anytime there's drops or an event. Okay, this guy is looking around like he's checking things, but it does kind of look a little weird because it almost looks like he's looking over at him through the wall, but I think he's turning to use audio better. He like looks backwards to, if it's downstairs, he'll hear it on his right ear. If it's upstairs, he'll hear it on more his left ear. I don't think it's that suspicious. Free kill. Free kill. I don't think he's cheating. Do you know how long Ubisoft's contract is with BattleEye? Because they gotta switch it or something. So to put this as nicely as possible. So you don't really know how anti-cheat works. It's like people think like, oh, if Ubisoft like just got rid of BattleEye or just did this, like everything would be better. Switching an anti-cheat is like borderline impossible unless you want to completely remake the game from the ground up, which Ubisoft is definitely not going to do. I mean, they had like a bit of a chance to do it with Siege X, with redesigning the game. They could have tried to like redesign enough that they could implement a new anti-cheat, but they didn't really like fully redo the game. They redid aspects of the game. But yeah, you can't just like, you know, change the anti-cheat and have it work. It doesn't. That's not a thing. So even if their contract ended with BattleEye, it wouldn't just mean everything would get better. That's not how anti-cheat works. P.209 is actually KD underscore, who is currently in gold, but just hasn't played much. Still getting 112 elo per match, and was previously a diamond. I didn't really see anything wrong in the entire gameplay. His headshot rating is like a little bit above average, but not a crazy amount. His win rate's normal. His KD is normal. I don't think he was cheating. I could see, like, you know, he seemed very confident in a lot of his swings, but I mean, I do that all the time too. It's just like you just commit. Sometimes you die, sometimes you win, and when you win, it makes you look even better. I love when people come in chat and say shit they don't actually understand. I mean, I'll give them a bit of a pass because it is like, anti-cheat is hard. It's complicated. If this were easy, there would be no cheaters. And I think that's a big part that a lot of people just don't understand, because a lot of people do come in here and they're like, they should just fix this. They should just change this. Like, once this happens, then everything will be better. It's like, if anti-cheat was just that easy, there wouldn't be cheaters. And that's the thing that a lot of people just need to understand. If it was that easy, they would have done it. Because people will be like, oh, Ubisoft's so stupid. How did they not think of this obvious idea? They did think of it, but it's not feasible. It doesn't do anything. Maybe in theory it could be cool, but it doesn't actually do anything in practice. So, or it's too complicated and too hard to implement. Which is, I feel like that's kind of like where my job comes in, where it's to educate people on anti-cheat and try to be like, okay guys, like your super easy ideas don't actually make sense. It sucks to do it all the time, but it's my job now. You're saying literally just Valorant, which I assume you just means, oh, there's no cheaters. Yes, because Valorant is a new game. Shockingly, I know this might seem really crazy to a lot of you guys, but newer stuff has newer technology. Siege is a 10-year-old game. Saying, well, Valorant doesn't have cheaters. Valorant anti-cheat's really good. Yeah, and a 2025 Lamborghini is going to drive faster than a 2015 Chevy Cobalt. Obviously. You can't compare new and old and be like, well, the new stuff is better. It's like, yep, it is. Overall, people just need to understand anti-cheat is complicated. Games are complicated. And people always think that Siege has it really bad, but hey, there's other games that have it worse. Counter-Strike, they don't even really have an anti-cheat. They have VAC, but everyone tells me VAC is like the worst thing in the world. Alright, in this next match, chat, I want to apologize in advance. We have an offensive name in the lobby, but I think you guys can power through. We have Job, who's accusing, I don't know how to pronounce this, Atrick.gn. I'm sorry, the submitter has a slur in his name, but I think you guys can survive. Job, employment, work. We're just trying to terrify everyone in chat. Especially Ben. Ben, how many jobs did we apply to this week? Meaning like Monday to today. If you tell me less than 10, I'm gonna get my belt. So far, I'm not seeing a lot. Those guys are literally just sitting here waiting. Look, doing nothing. Two things can't be true at once. UB can be greedy and something can be really hard to implement. So, you're not wrong. Like, UB can be greedy. But also, like, people tend to forget that, like, if UB was actually greedy, they would go crazy on anti-cheat. I mean, like, or not, I shouldn't say that. It makes me sound like I'm saying that they're not greedy at all. They are. Ubisoft is a greedy company. Every company is greedy. Shocking news, everyone. Every company wants to make money. But they, like, really want to, like, min-max profits, basically. They would invest a lot more into anti-cheat because good anti-cheat makes good games. Could you imagine if they had Valorant's reputation of having no cheaters in Siege? Like, the game would go crazy. I honestly, my theory is I think Siege is too old to implement really, really good anti-cheat. So I think even with an unlimited budget, Siege would just still struggle with cheaters. And like, I know I've had this argument with Evan in the past because he's always like, no, Ubisoft has the money, they could just do it all. I'm like, well, you can't just do it, you know? It'd be like if you're taking a test and someone's like, just get 100%. It's like, well, you can't just, you know, just do it. It's possible, but you can't just do it. Free kill. I know this match and last match we've been yapping a lot, but I gotta say in this match so far, just so much the last match, I'm not seeing a whole lot of suspicion. Battlefield 6 is looking promising if cheating in Siege is still bad. I remember when we said that about Battlefield 2042. I do love Battlefield, and making content in that game can actually be really fun, but I don't think Siege players like Battlefield. I'm sure I'll probably cover Battlefield 6 when it goes into beta and then releases or whatever. Maybe I'll finally upload to the Variety channel again. Haven't uploaded to it in like 4 months, 5 months. Just been too busy with everything else. Flash is lost as hell. Flank. Only 2 rounds in. I think it's 9 rounds. I don't think he's cheating. UB could always develop a Rainbow 7, give it a cool name, but make the gameplay close to R6, and do a whole new set of operators and release a few every few seasons or years. Do we really want it to pull, or want them to pull an Overwatch 2? Because that's what happened with Overwatch. They were like, well, we're going to take some time to develop Overwatch 2, do all these things. Shockingly, they didn't do any of that stuff. They killed Overwatch 1 for like 4 years, and then released nothing. I'd rather them not do that with Siege. Because, like, if they just stopped updating Siege or barely updated Siege for 4 years, the game's just gonna die. This isn't a suspicious thing, but I am shocked at how this guy was so quick to be able to react to that Nomad and all these pixel pieces he's been doing, but he didn't notice the ram staring right at him and the ram on the floor shining a light. He just didn't notice that. He just kept sprinting right at them. I will say I don't see any recoil. He has been using low recoil guns, though. He's going to be on the R4C now. We'll see how he controls it here. But so far I'm not seeing a whole lot. It just looks like the only thing I can maybe make out with this is it looks like someone just playing against people who are significantly worse than them. I feel like it just might be an alt account or a smurf. I'm not convinced this guy's cheating. There was recoil in that R4C. He pulled it down, but there was recoil. I'm guessing destruction there might have also been different client side versus server side, because like I can barely see the Aruni here. You see like her backpack poke out for like a millisecond, and he shoots right at her, but that could look a little bit different for them. And like everything I'm watching so far, it looks like he's just reacting. This is a 9-round match as well. I might honestly just skip to round 9. Or maybe I'll go to overtime or round 6 and then 9. Because like even if he was cheating, I think he would have noticed that someone was walking up right next to him, right? He's 9-3. The rest of his team is pretty trash. Again, this does feel... It almost feels like a smurf. I haven't really looked at the ranks in the lobby, but it almost feels like a smurf. Walks all the way over here to go with his team. And he's just holding flank. Still just holding flank. We do push in here. We lose, though, because it goes to overtime. Is the wall open? It is. Dies. I don't think he's cheating. He's 14-5 now. Maybe, let me see if anything else happened. We'll have to look at his stats after to see if there's anything worth noting, but there's been plenty of times where it looks like he just doesn't know where people are. And he gets pushed by people without paying attention. And he goes for like a body shot there. What is this uniform? That's not like an unlock all uniform, right? I assume that's a normal one. I don't know it. The only thing I find slightly suspicious here is that when he shoots, he stops shooting right away. Like, he knew that he headshotted. But, I mean, it could have just been a small burst, and he's like, oh, shit. Headshot them. But again, like, it never looks like he knows where anyone is. He's always just checking everything. Just shoot at someone there, I couldn't tell. No, he's shooting at his teammates. OBS cheat? OBS cheat got patched out a while ago. This match is from 4 days ago. He dies. I don't think he's cheating. At least, like, no walls or anything, but let me check his stats. He is an emerald with a very negative win rate, 42%, only a 1.07 KD. Headshot rating of 45%. All very normal or even low stats. Let's look at his recent few matches in ranked and see if he has any suspicious stats. On a whole day, he only had a 33% headshot rating, 40%. This one, he had 100%, but it was only 5 matches, or 5 kills. Oh, in this match, every single one of his kills was a headshot except for one. Now, normally I would flag that as pretty suspicious, but when you like look at all of his other days, every other day is fine for headshot percentage. I feel like he just got lucky. If it was consistently like that, if he consistently got 90% plus, I would say cheater. But like, the only time he ever normally got high percentages is when he doesn't get that many kills. I feel like he might have just gotten lucky in that sense that they were all headshots. His headshot percentage is otherwise fine. Again, they're only really high when he has lower kills because it's easier to inflate. I can understand, like, if you were in that match and you look at his headshot rating, you're like 93% headshot rating across 15 kills. 14 of his 15 kills were headshots. I'd be like, yeah, obviously cheating. But when you look at the bigger picture and you look at his overall rating not being that good, I feel like it's fine. Like, he played ranked here, 33% headshot rating. Another day, 40%. Like, I think he just popped off. I could be wrong. Actually, I'll look at his encounters. No, looks fine. No cheaters in his encounters, so I think he's fine. Okay, we have one more match to watch, and I'm going to download an extra one because the first one was a dud. All right, match number 5. We have Lil Chubb, who's accusing Dexter Morgue. Is that a Dexter's Laboratory reference? He did look like he was aiming right at him. The Bay Harbor Butcher. I don't know what that means. What is the Bay Harbor, and who did they butcher? I think he's walling just based off how he's lining people up, and obviously he did aim at the mirror through the wall at head level. Okay, yeah, he's cheating. Oh, that's from the series Dexter? Oh, I've never seen that. I heard that show was awful at the end. Is that true? I'm gonna pull up the match. I don't think we need to watch any more rounds because that was pretty obvious. Fresh Kiwi's his actual name. He's in Diamond with a 2 KD, 67% win rate, and what's his headshot rating? 51%. He never played before, and what a glow up. Definitely cheating. Obviously cheating. All right, the extra match we pulled up. In this match, we have the Beaver 78, who's accusing Mr. Leon Fur. I'm afraid it's going to be a very obvious match, but I looked through most of my submissions, and I couldn't really find any that weren't obvious, so unfortunately, this might be an obvious match. He's very choppy. Or laggy? I can't. Let me. Looks like it's. Oh no, it's a whole lobby. Bro, what are you doing? This Capital looks like he has 0 recoil control. He starts shooting and the gun just runs away from him. There's a lag on match replay based on the submitter's Wi-Fi and PC. If it's this choppy for everyone, it is definitely from the submitter. If it's just one person who's choppy, then it's just that person. Dies. He doesn't even know that guy was in the corner. Okay, we might have actually picked a randomly good match, because this person does not look like he's cheating at all. So I'm really curious as to why they accused him of it. It's a troll submission. It might be. Sometimes people die once and they're like, this guy's gotta be cheating, and there's nothing suspicious at all. Sometimes, even then, it's a little suspicious. If we see a report pop up in the top right, then we know that's why he was accused. But, oh, there it is. There's the report in the top right. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to go back to check. I don't think anything on the window was even open. Nothing was open. So it did kind of look like Ash was just shooting at him through the barricade. But could have been an accident. Or not accident, but you know what I mean. An unintentional dub for Ash. This lobby also doesn't seem that good if they're not reinforcing any of this wall. Or any of this wall. Or they barely reinforced anything. Hold up. Stop watching for a second. Oh, he sees them. But he misses. Okay, he gets the last 3 kills. It's also with the choppiness, it's very hard to tell whether he is doing weird stuff or not. Again, he still looks like he has no recoil control. Literally none. He is panicking so hard, he has no idea where to go. There's also a bulletproof camera behind him that could easily be pinging him, but all 3 dead teammates are watching Tachanka and Valkyrie instead. Which makes me feel like this must be a low-level lobby, based off gameplay and that. This guy also just seems lost as hell. Again, 0 recoil control. I don't think he's cheating. I think he's just really, really bad and got 1 lucky kill. He pushed him. Champ. What are our thoughts so far? I feel like we should commend this man for getting accusated so quickly, even though he didn't really do anything. Copper lobby. It does feel like it. Copper lobby would also explain why the match replay is so stuttery. Because the person who submitted it might be in Copper because their PC is bad. He's gaming on a damn smart fridge. Just watched your 4x3 video, you should try 3x2. I said if the video does decent, I'll do another, like, new aspect ratio. Whenever people aren't on for the day, I'll just try different aspect ratios or different things and maybe make videos on it. That'll be my plan at least. Still don't think he's cheating. I might switch to last round, because we already saw why he got accused. He just repelled right in next to someone. I don't think he's cheating. I'm going to skip to last round. He left? When did he leave? I think after this round. If this guy actually got banned for cheating, I'm going to give away my PC. He does love running silencer and red dot, or like one-time scopes on everything. And if I saw that right, I don't think he has vertical grip on Jaeger's gun. Oh no, he does. It's just way further back and smaller than I thought it would be. I do kind of feel for this guy, because this probably would be the typical new Siege player experience. Just like you think you're finally learning the game, and someone immediately accuses you of cheating just because you got one kill on them. But with the state of Siege, it's not far off from the truth. His aim is atrocious, though. He's got to work on that. I think he realizes that they're planting right next to him. Dies. And then he leaves. Yeah, he leaves here. Okay. I don't think he's cheating. I think he just got a very lucky shot when he was trying to break the door. Okay. He's got... what is that profile? Gumball? Something gumball? He has a 2 KD in unranked with a 75% win rate, but that is only in 4 matches. His highest rank ever was gold in Shifting Tides, which is year 4, season 4. So he played way back then and came back for Siege X. When he's just a new player, or not a new player, an old player coming back. Level 147 with 500 hours. I don't think he's cheating, chat. I cannot imagine that he was cheating. So, innocent? That's actually... how many matches is that today where people weren't cheating? So 3 of our 6 matches weren't cheating? I know I joked at the beginning that because we had less submissions that Siege is healing, but shockingly, we are actually getting less cheaters. Now, that is also because I'm specifically not choosing matches with obvious cheaters. So, more likely that they'll be innocent, but still unexpected. I felt like we would at least get, I don't know, 4 of the 5 or 4 of the 6 being cheaters. 3s, not bad. Now next week I'm gonna get like 1,000 submissions, and every single one's gonna be blatantly obvious cheater.